Today is April 17, 2023. Well, a bunch of them left town. Yesterday when I got home, one of the apartments, one of those idiot women walked out and said, well, Judge Pete gave him special permission to watch her before. He can't wave his magic little wand and give people special permission. It has to be court ordered. Protected like cases with statements, otherwise it's entrapment. Nixon got impeached for bugging in office. It's not admissible. And then his drug, and he went down to the FBI task force and told them that he had his own personal surveillance on me, that him and his associate had been sodium pentothal on me, a lethal outlaw drug, side effect you lie under. And they even had to rough me up to get what they wanted out of me, left marks on me under drugs so I didn't know what was going on. Wake up with bruises, throwing up. And then he gave up his drug dealers. They didn't body slam him. So, if Will at the Canton FBI knew all this and he didn't get me out of there, they couldn't even be in my home until he took my statement and agreed to protect me, and an officer talked to Dave. It's entrapment. With him knowing Pete, he couldn't even touch my case. He can't work a case against me. They couldn't look at his home videos. And then his drug dealing friends have laughed that they photoshopped a shower seat in the other room being assholes. And they admitted to framing me and laughing at people. They did it and photoshopped everything on me. You do realize they have the phone call of Terry where I didn't hang up, of where I thought he was getting his girlfriend. Instead, I guess who I was on the phone with. You're kidding. I almost tricked her into coming down to prayer with those two guys that show up and take care of her. You know, they pay people to know where she's at. I could have used the money. If she would have showed up, those two guys would have took care of her, and no one in the church would have helped her. Well, that's about as bad as Kelly. She used another minister because Keith charged too much money. Well, you know who was in that meeting to kill her? It was Keith Bishop Strange and Ron. And they took up $25,000 to hire two men to kill her because she got well the year his kid died, and he wants her dead. They have Dave holding me down for 30 minutes. I love you, but I love her more. I hired two men to kill you. One to slit your throat, stab you in the heart, and bleed out. One to shoot you if you run. Almost got shot in the first 45 days driving. Makes them responsible. No vivid dream. He got up and went to work. After 30 minutes in a cold dark night. They would have been following me around. Had Katie in the mall. Bragging that that her church had a permanent plan to do away with me, and they were going to have me killed. The three people that had been them the 4 attempts on my life. That him and Jack had this plan since March, because I wouldn't give up everything willingly. And that Dave's girlfriend's rich and powerful and owns the police up there. So they have all that on them. Did they arrest him? No. Why? Because they're all in it together. So then he would have, if he knew Pete was doing all that and drugging me up and stalking me with his drug friends, if he had people just even follow me around, he knew the Detroit serial killer tried to kill me, threatened to knife me, and I got away from him, and the Pizza Hut lady got paid to watch me and was stalking me. And he had a video of him. He arrested him, right? He let a serial killer get away. So when I called the hotline with threats on my life, there was very much threats on my life and attempts. So when I told him that guy threatened to knife me, he already knew it, right? And the Pizza Hut lady got paid to stalk me. Because he didn't care about the what a shame guy. Had people looking for him. Did you know that? But he called me a liar. And if there wasn't a camera above me where I was sitting, he'd arrest me. If I didn't say I was lying, that's badgering, it's obstruction to justice, tampering with evidence, and tampering with witnesses. He purposely let him go. And he caused 3 other deaths. He's an accessory to murder. Choose his words carefully. Nothing they have is admissible. He told on me to that church the night before I called him back to look like he was helping them. Was he really helping them? And was he really an accessory to attempt to murder and to embezzle the money from the witness protection program? Because being an informant is for life, like you said, even when in town. We'll always put it back to the traffic ticket. You can't be legally charged for anything again for working this case. You're in diplomatic immunity and you'll have the $5,000 a month. But if you tell someone else you're crazy and no one will help you. You never said I wouldn't get my money, and you never said I wouldn't have my diplomatic immunity, and he can't put a gag order on me. Agent tried to tell an informant they couldn't say anything out of state last year. They got an attorney and sued him. Press ripped him a new one nationwide. That agency better never back an agent telling somebody they can't say anything. They only hire law enforcement. They only hire police. It takes a sitting judge to put a gag order on you. Because you realize that leaves you that you can't call 911. And you can't ask the police to help you. You know that, right? And he already told the church, and Dave already knew. And the churches knew. There was no staying quiet. And he knew that. And it was verified by an officer. It was him that told on me. Which goes back to, who is that old man and that young blonde girl? March of 18, does he think it's funny bringing her here? And rams herself into the back of the bench. And they were a big part of the case. One of the means that parents. And they have been stalking me since March. And they said that was Michelle. I'll tell you what, retired Judge Pete, his friends, his family, any kind of associate, they need to go through their computers, their files, their walls of any other family that he's personally surveillancing, drugging to embezzle money out of them. Because do you realize that they said that they were stalking me. They vandalized my property. They were drugging me up. There's assault with a deadly weapon, kidnapping, attempt to murder, stalking. They were human trafficking me to that Steve. They were letting him rape me. Huh? They were taking pornography of me in the bathroom, in the shower. They had kiddie porn. And they were letting their friends and their families watch my family stalking them. And they were sharing pornography with them. That's kiddie porn. Because everybody used the bathroom at one point or another. And where the one big guy in the case said, he's a big Karen fan. He likes to watch her and Dave make love for hours. And it's Alex. And you know what happened after he watched me and Dave for hours? 12/21/18 in protected custody. Broke in, had one of their friends stab me in the neck. Foggy, hazy, dark, bright light. Felt myself cry. Woke up 6 hours later with a dent in my head and a white comb on Dave's dresser. And it was a man's comb. He accused me of having an affair. I had marks everywhere, and I still have a dent. And then they made up the scam of the chip to cover up the attempted murder. They said he raped me that day. He couldn't take it anymore. I've been watching this lady make love to her husband to the point that he broke in his friends and he raped her. You want to think it's funny? How many other families are they stalking, drugging up, and human trafficking and selling pornography? Retired Judge Pete has no authority. That is as bad as I was at the Department of Disability to get my med certs. People were out there making fun of me outside the room. And the last day, it was quiet. It was nice. I could actually think. I thought, this is so nice. I can actually concentrate. There's no one out there. Ladies were talking. Some people showed up and said they had special permission to follow around and make fun of her. We called the police on them. Stalking and menacing. They don't get special permission. You don't get special permission to be in somebody's home either. It's a court-ordered protective-like cases with statements or it's thrown out. And they go to jail. It's entrapment. It's 2 to 20 years. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life. And they have to speak to everyone before they start. Like Officer Reinhardt in Louisville. Even the FBI could go to jail. for being in your home outside to protect a life case. They'd be in the mafia's home. They'd be in the drug lords' homes. They can't. They can't be in their inner offices either. Fourth Amendment. Will needs to choose his words carefully, because he told on me the night of church. That means he's purposely defrauded me and the government of over $300,000. You know, my one client was watching this show, and the guy said, "How did you rate FBI informant?" She said, "I was part of this one religious cult." She gave the name of it, and I gave the FBI some information. So I'm an informant now. It's for life. For it's a life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally stated, dated against you again, and only for you, and only for you would we ever do this for. We always put it back to the traffic ticket, even when you tell. I'm opening an account for $5,000 a month, and you'll have that to live on when you move out. And I'm opening an account today. They said he sold it on the first day. He embezzled it and switched it over to his. That he purposely defrauded me and the government. And that he had been in it with people, that this big scam, killing people and embezzling. He's arrested over 800 drug dealers, and they used my case to get 800 of the drug dealers because they found out what he was doing. Huh? And he went after him. Pete has caused 800 of them to get arrested for telling on him. Being stupid enough to walk in and give up his drug dealer's names to the feds. The feds need to arrest him, his family, and his associates, and then go through their personal computers, their walls, and any other families they're stalking. And they're selling pornography of them. And the drug dealer is laughing that they photoshopped the shower scenes and date rape drug the confessions and photoshopped everything on me. Because they have them dead to rights with plans to kill me. I'm going to upload this.